Welcome to Golf Talk with Tiff. Yes, that's me, Tiff, the lady golf teacher. What I will do here is build belief in you to accomplish your dreams for your golf. I'll be your mentor and give you the skills, strategies, and guidance to make it happen. Teed high, let it fly. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey there, Tiff, the lady golf teacher here, and welcome to a Golf Talk with Tiff. Got a question for you already. What do golfers look at when they are finished their round? Or even when they're playing, what do they look at? They keep looking at their score, don't they? And do you do that? Do you keep looking at your score or your handicap? And that's the be all and end all for you. And do you know what the score actually tells you? So you're looking at your score, you're getting stressed about your handicap, you're getting stressed about your score, you're not playing the way that you'd like to, and you keep working on that, you keep looking at that. It's sitting in the front of your mind. And do you know what your score actually tells you? Your score tells you how you performed on the day or how you've performed today. That's all it does. So when you've scored well, for example, 36 points or more, 40 points, then you've like, oh yeah, I've played really well today. And that's how you feel. You feel great. But when you've scored 20 points, you keep telling yourself and everyone around you how badly you played. And you take what you consider that bad round with you for the rest of your day and even days to follow. And it keeps you feeling really low. Have you ever experienced that? You're probably like, Tiff, I'm going through that right now. I'm not playing very well at the moment. It's really getting me down. And you judge your last round on how you've played your golf, of what type of golfer you actually are. Because when I ask people how they go, they always tell me everything they've done wrong, what their score is, and how it's affected them. So usually, you know, if it's a bad round, I'm playing bad. I had 26 points. I'm such a bad player. And when you've scored well, and we look at the other side of it, then your day is wonderful, isn't it? You can't wait to return to the golf course and hope that you can do it again. And even that term, oh, that's golf, some days are good, some days are bad. Well, my dear friend, you don't have to feel that way. You don't have to have those highs and the lows that you're experiencing with your golf. You don't have to look at your bad rounds as bad rounds. Nor should you focus on the score. And I feel it's the incorrect way to what you should be actually focusing on. If you're just focusing on the score, it's not going to give you an indication of actually where your golf is at. Remember, it's just telling you how you've performed on the day. And that's the same with the golfers on tour when they're playing. All it is how they've performed on the day. And here's why you shouldn't be focusing on the score. Because when you focus on the score, you put so much pressure on yourself to perform. And when you don't do well, and that means when you don't do well on the scoreboard, then you think you're a bad player. You think you're a very ordinary golfer. And then all these thoughts start coming into your mind about how bad you are. So this is a question I'm going to pose to you. When you've played bad, in your eyes, do you ever stop and look at what you did right? Because when I ask someone how they went and how they performed on the day, they'll tell me the score, and then they'll tell me they did everything wrong. All the things that they did wrong. They never tell me anything that they did right. Never. I never hear it. So remember, the score will only tell you how you performed overall. It won't highlight what you did well, or it won't highlight really what you didn't do well. So this is my mission for you today. Next time you go and play comp, I want you to ask yourself these two questions when you have finished your round. Okay? Got to do this because we've got to get your mind off what your handicap is. We've got to get your mind off what your score is. So this is regardless of whether you've scored well or whether you haven't scored well. Question 1, what worked really well today and why? Okay, so the first question you're going to ask yourself, see, we're looking at it from a different light, is what worked really well today and why? I want you to list down what worked really well in your game today. We've got to start looking at the good things, the positive things that are happening out on the golf course. Because when I ask people questions about how they went, they always tell me the negative. Everyone always looks at the negative first. We're going to change that. We're going to change it. You're going to look at it. What did I do really well today and why? So then you want to list what you did really well today. It could be the fact that you stayed much calmer. It could be the fact that on the first tee you were much calmer. You didn't, those people behind you watching you tee off the first, you were able to control your nerves better. It could be the fact that you used a strategy in your putting and that worked so much better. Whatever it is, write it out, okay? Then question 2, what didn't work well today and why? And what you want to do there is then you want to identify the things that you are finding challenging. The things that didn't work so well. Could have been your attitude. Could have been, I'm going to play bad today and therefore you did. Maybe that might be one of the things that you write down. It could be the fact that you kept topping the ball today and you're not sure why. When you don't know why your skills aren't working so well, that's when you go and get help, by the way. Go and get someone to help you get your technique better. There could be, you may have had some fears. You may have been worried about overshooting the green, so you're hesitant on a chip shot or a pitch shot or something. So list those things of what didn't work. Because when you start looking at these two areas of your game of what worked and what didn't, then you'll know where the focus is to continue to keep doing well. So then you can keep repeating it. And this is how you can become more consistent. And then when you really see what worked well, because that was the first question, wasn't it? Is what you're seeing that worked well. Then you know that's then your focus. You keep working on that to keep improving as well. Okay, keep maintaining that. So whatever that improvement needs to be, and things that worked not so well, or things that even that you identified did work well, but you could improve on them, then look at those areas. It might be things like, well, you may not be able to chip or pitch or putt really well. Learn how to do it properly. Practice it out of comp time. Drill it in so that you can repeat it over and over again. It's the repetition that's going to give you better skills, but it's the repetition of doing it right. It's not practice makes perfect. It's perfect practice makes perfect. It means practicing the technique correctly over and over again gives you a better result overall over time. Maybe frustrating in the beginning to make some changes, because you're set in your ways, you're set in doing things a certain way. But it's okay. Everybody can make changes. Doesn't matter how old you are. It's just whether you want to work on improving those areas. You got to drill it in over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's so important. So when you focus on getting all these pieces working right, then that's when the score will get better. Because you can't walk off and go, I played bad. And I just can't chip, or I just can't pitch, or I just can't putt. Go and get those areas to work right. Go and either learn how to do it correctly, watch videos on how to do it correctly, drill it. It's always good for someone to actually have a look and see what's going on so that they can give you some things to fine tune and develop. That's always the best way than trying to do it on your own. But when you're getting all those pieces that haven't been working so well and you get them in place and you're making them work, that's again when you're giving yourself an opportunity to improve your score and score better and get what you want out of the game. And golf is one of those games that what you put into it is what you get out of it. You can't expect just to rock up and play competition each week and do nothing in between and expect to do well. That's if you want to improve. That's if you want to get better in your golf. If you're going to play comp and it's more for social reasons, then that's fine. Just accept where your golf is at. Yep, you'll have some days where everything will come together. Yep, you'll have days where it won't. And if you can sit comfortably with that, then that's fine. But I know that you're listening to me for a reason. I know that you're wanting to improve. So the most important thing is for you to make sure that you're getting your skills to work the way that they need to be working so that you can get the results that you're after. Because if you focus on the process and you focus on playing the best shot that you can in that moment in time, and if you can only focus on one shot at a time and nothing else, and if you can get your head to be in that right space of focus on what you need to be focusing on in that moment of time, you've got a great attitude towards how you're approaching your golf. That is where you'll get the better scores overall. The way to play golf is you focus on one shot at a time and you just do the best shot that you can do in that moment. So when you're standing on the first tee, all you focus on is playing the best shot that you can there. If you focus on the people standing behind you watching you, or if you focus on what you've got to do when you get down to the green, you're not focused in the moment. You've got to stay there. Play that shot first. Then, guess what? You walk down to the next one. And what do? You focus and stay in that moment and play the best shot you can there. And then when you go and play the next shot, you stay focused in that moment and play the best shot you can in that moment. That's how you put a golf game together. All you can do is control what you can control in that moment. You have to let go of what happened in the past or previous shots. You have to let go of what could happen in the future and stay in the moment and play the best shot. That is all you can do. And when you approach your golf game like that, that's where the improvements happen. That's when you start performing better. And it's always going to be a work in progress when you do it that way. And that's how you want to approach it. But if you do that repeatedly, more and more, so you work on getting your skills right, because that's essential. We want to make sure that you're mechanically efficient. Then you want to make sure that what you're identifying when you're out playing out on the course is what's working well and what's not, so that you're aware. And that's a good thing to do when you've come off the round, is to see what's worked well, what hasn't worked well. So you know that what's working well, you keep focusing on that. What's not working well, then you improve that. And then you work on staying in the moment and playing the best shot you can. Shot for shot. That's all you can do. You just play that best shot that you can. Then you go and play the next shot, the best shot you can. And sometimes they're not going to be awesome. Sometimes they are. Sometimes that might be a bit of a mishit, but that's all you could do in that moment. That was the best that you could do in that moment. And that's all you should ask of yourself. I see so many people who shake their head. Oh, no, that's not good enough. Oh, no, that's not good enough. Well, then it will never be good enough. We've got to change that attitude. We've got to look at what is the best that I can do in that moment. And then you focus on doing that one shot at a time. Okay, one shot at a time is going to give you the results that you're after if you stay in that moment. So remember this, it's always a work in progress, but just keep working on it and you'll get what you want. It's not the end result that gives you what you want. Really, it's the process that will give you the result that you're after. So if you want a good score, for example, at the end of the round, then you've got to focus on the process. What's the process? Staying in the moment, doing the best shot that you can in that moment, play one shot at a time. Don't look back at the previous shots. Don't look forward to the future shots. Stay in the moment. Just do the best that you can in that moment. okay? Because that's the process that will give you the result. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard today. And if you know that friends that would benefit from these episodes, I'd really appreciate it too if you could share these episodes with your friends, because we want to build the Lady Golf Teacher community as big as we can. And I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams. After you've done that, tee it high and then let it fly. Look forward to hearing from you real soon. Take care. Bye for now. Before you go, do you want to build confidence, belief, strength and courage in you to go after your big dreams in your life and in your sport? If you do, go to www.tiffany-mika.com and get a copy of my book, Focus, How to Reach Your Potential in Sport, Business and Life. I look forward to seeing you there. Dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams.